In the previous video, I've laid down 8 reasons to set up Google Analytics 4 BigQuery Export right now if you haven't already done so. I've also shared the step-by-step guide on how to set it all up, so if you missed that video, you may want to go back to it right now. Today, I'm going to show you what those GA4 data look like in BigQuery and what you can do with them. Hey there, I'm Yevgen. You are at our Marketing Analytics with OVAX-BI YouTube channel where we speak all things about marketing, analytics, and data. On this channel, we help you do more with your data, so you can tell a better story of your business's success. So, if you are all about making decisions based on data, my friend, please subscribe to this channel, enable notifications so you don't miss any of the insights. With this being said, let's dive right in. If you have already set that export up, you'll probably have a ton of questions about what's next. I would start with an overview of the data structure, of what you have in BigQuery when you start exporting your GA4 data. Databases, tables, fields, metrics, dimensions, rows and columns, all that stuff. What does that all mean and what you can do with that? Let's start by looking at how your GA4 data is structured within BigQuery. Understanding how this data is structured will really help you further down the line as you start to explore and build out your own queries to retrieve those data and build reports in Google Sheets, Looker Studio, or other BI tools. I'm going to be sharing a sample dataset by Google just for simplicity. You can practice with it as well if you want. You can find the link to the sample dataset I use in the description to this video. Okay, on the left, you can see we have our project BigQuery Public Data. Under that, we have our dataset called GA4 Obfuscated Sample E-commerce. And then under that, we have our events tables. Each day, Google Analytics 4 will export a new table containing all of the events data for the previous day. Rather than having all of those tables listed out separately, here in BigQuery you'll instead just see one table named Events. The number in brackets will indicate how many tables have been exported. Right here at the top, you can see a drop-down menu here. If you click, you'd be able to select the daily table you need. If you have also enabled the streaming export, you'll see another table listed here called Events Intraday with events collected for today. You should only see one of this because each day the table will be deleted and replaced with a new table for the current day. Similarly, if you've enabled the user export, you'll see another table here named pseudonymous user, and if your GA4 property is collecting user IDs, you'll see another table named users. So each day, GA4 will export a new table to BigQuery containing all of the events collected for the previous day. Because I'm working with a sample dataset by Google, which is quite an old dataset, the latest table with data was collected in January 2021. Let's open up this events table. You'll see that the most recent table has been opened up there. Each row within the table represents a single event happened on your website, and each column contains the data about that specific event. So we've got the event date here, event timestamp, event name, event params is probably the most important field, and we'll talk about that more in detail in one of our next videos. So please make sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss this. What are the other important fields here? We have a user ID field here, if you set it up, user pseudo ID, which was called client ID before, privacy information, user details, device, geo, and so much more. You can also see little nods here. Google implemented the concept of additional fields inside primary fields, and it's called nested fields. So if I scroll down here to device, you'll see within the device field we have a category field here, mobile brand name, mobile name, operating system, and so on. And you'll be able to query all of those fields right from the inside of the device column. The same goes for the event params field. It is a repeated field because you can collect multiple event parameters for each event. Ensure the information you'll see here in your project obviously depends on what have been collected by your Google Analytics property from your website. However, as you can see here, you'll have access to all of the automatically collected events such as page views, screen views, session starts, etc. You may also see custom events if you have enabled e-commerce tracking such as purchases or add to carts, or if you set up other custom events that do something like super specific, like a button click or the sign up. So it really depends on the measurement implementation how accurately you are tracking events that matter to your business. I have already mentioned the nested fields here. Let's look at our e-commerce field in this dataset. We have here the total item quantity, the purchase revenue, the refund value, the shipping value, the transaction ID, and so on. So let me show you how it looks in practice. I'm going to write a very simple query now to extract the first 50 records where the event name is purchase and the total number of items is greater than 1. I'll type in select star, meaning I want to query every column from the table. I'll replace the table name with star to get the data from all of the tables, all of the dates from our dataset. I'll select the purchase events and then filter by the total item quantity above 1. And I'll limit it all to the first 50 records so that I don't waste processing power. Let's run this and see what we have here. You can see here our event name is purchase. We've got other fields here such as the event date, the timestamp, and here we have the event parameters field. At the very end, we have our e-commerce fields with the transaction information about what was the product purchased and at which price. Look, this video is not about querying data. That's why I'll leave a collection of SQL queries you can apply to retrieve your data and get your analytics questions answered faster. And there you have it, a quick journey through the GA4 Export data schema in BigQuery. If this video has added value to your journey, please show your support by liking and sharing this video. Leave a comment below if there is something specific you'd like to know more about GA4 BigQuery Export. We've only scattered the surface here. Next time, we'll discuss how you can write simple queries yourself even if you're not a data professional, if SQL really distracts you, and how you can use ChatGPT to write more advanced queries to get the data you need from your GA4 BigQuery Export. What tools you can use to visualize the data you retrieve from BigQuery. So, subscribe to OVAXBear YouTube channel so you don't miss any of those videos. Your engagement fuels my passion to share more insights about analytics. We're here to guide you every step of the way you enable your data. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Yevgen from OVAX, and remember, data always makes sense. So by next time, stay data-driven and keep exploring the opportunities your data brings in your business.